Now, Channel 11 News starts with breaking news.
Breaking right now, an update on coronavirus cases in Allegheny County.
And the health department just released its report and says it has learned of 12 new cases since yesterday. The department has learned of one additional death since yesterday, and 5 people have been admitted to hospitals since yesterday. Firefighters rushed to get a woman out of a burning home in Munhall, but it was too late. She died moments after being pulled from the home. A police officer was first on the scene. He spotted the smoke and then saw the flames when he went to check it out. The victim was the only one in the house on Ravine Street when the fire was sparked this morning. A firefighter was also treated for heat exhaustion. The cause of that fire is still under investigation.
Mass will restart in the Pittsburgh Catholic Diocese on Monday, and as you may know, things are going to be quite different. No donation baskets, no shaking hands, and just 25% capacity at each service. Channel 11's Jennifer Tomazic got an inside look at the changes.
Before you even enter St. Anthony's in Pittsburgh, you're stopped by a sign on the door reminding you of several things, including wearing a mask when you enter. This is one of the things that'll be standard across the board at all 152 parishes in the Catholic Diocese.
I know that when the church buildings open, all of us as priests are going to be excited to see our people again, because that's been a heavy as well.
June 1st will be the first day of daily Mass, and that weekend, parishes will open their doors for parishioners for the first time since March. Take a look at what you might see inside your church. At St. Anthony's, there's a one-way sign and arrows on the floor that show you which way to walk. Once you enter the pews, caution tape blocks every other pew for social distancing. Parishioners won't be able to give the sign of peace by shaking hands, nor will they pass around the offertory baskets. The holy water bowls will remain empty for the time being, and so will chalices that usually hold the wine or blood of Christ. But priests will still put Holy Communion into the hands of the faithful. Gloves are not allowed.
Out of respect for any of the particles that would come from Holy Communion, because as Catholics we believe that Holy Communion is in fact the body and the blood of Jesus, and so it's out of respect for any particles that would be there for sure.
Parishioners can still receive it on the tongue, and hand sanitizer will be immediately available for priests who will be required to wear masks as they hand it out. Communion will be moved to the end of Mass, and there will be marks in the aisle for people to stand 6 feet apart.
So I suspect there'll be a lot of tears on the part of people receiving communion and a lot of tears from us who are able to give Holy Communion.
Jennifer Tomazic, Channel 11 News.
And Bishop Zubik expects just a small amount of people to return initially, so they will keep live streaming masses, and church is still not being made an obligation.
The big question, when will more businesses be allowed to reopen? And a big change could happen this week. During a virtual panel organized by Republican state senators, they said an announcement will be made this week to open outdoor dining for counties still in the yellow phase. Under the governor's current guidelines, they have to wait until the green phase. One restaurant owner gave emotional testimony, saying he needs something to happen fast for his business to survive.
I'm a little emotional because this is just, it's so devastating. And our governor just doesn't recognize it.
Even when businesses are given the okay to reopen, it will still take time. They'll have to reconnect with vendors and distributors.
In just 2 weekends, the Dollar Bank Three Rivers Arts Festival goes online, and there's still plenty to be excited about. It's a huge event, a Pittsburgh tradition, and going virtual is no easy task. Channel 11's Mike Holden found out how this is going to work.
Organizers said they're not going to throw in the towel. They're just going to get a little more creative with the process. The Dollar Bank Three Rivers Arts Festival is still a go, but this time around it will be shifting to a totally digital setting that you can enjoy from the comfort of your own home. The festival is virtual, the art is real. That is the new slogan for the beloved summer staple. The 61st annual Dollar Bank Three Rivers Arts Festival will not be in a physical setting here at Point State Park. Instead, it will be exclusively online. The Pittsburgh Cultural Trust announced they are working to keep everyone safe and socially distant as the pandemic continues to play out. They shared the details of their master plan, which includes the same fan favorites and some new exciting features. The artist market will will feature more than 350 artists. Their work can now be viewed and purchased online. The Dollar Bank Digital Main Stage and the 24/7 stage will feature several live stream performances. Then there is the Giant Eagle Creativity Zone, a virtual gathering place to discover hands-on activities and artist demonstrations for the kids and adults alike. Organizers hope to be back next year in a physical setting, but in the meantime, they want you to take a chance and join them in this journey.
You know, see it here first, support the local artists. And there's lots of artists. Of those 350 artists, there's lots of them that are right here in your backyard.
And the Dollar Bank Three Rivers Arts Festival is again shifting to that online setting starting June 5th and running through June 14th. We're now working to check in with local vendors and restaurants to see how they will be involved in the process. We're breaking down that side of the story for Channel 11 News at 5 o'clock tonight. Reporting from Point State Park, Mike Holden, Channel 11 News.
Breaking now, state police and a dive team are searching Jacobs Creek on the border of Westmoreland and Fayette counties. Police got a report that a teenager was spotted in the water last night. This photo is from our crew at the scene. We'll let you know as we find out more. The pandemic is having a big impact on schools. The local district is having to make some big decisions that could impact future generations. Last night, the Penn Hill School Board voted not to raise taxes, but the pandemic is taking a toll on its budget. The district is short $2 million.
We have 300 kids' cars come here every day for free lunches and that. You don't think that people are hurting? I sure wouldn't line up for a free lunch if I didn't need it.
The budget will go to the board for a final approval vote on June 29th.
A virtual event happening right now could provide new opportunities for people in our region. A job fair is being hosted by the Pittsburgh Technology Council until 3 this afternoon. It will involve a number of big employers like Amazon, CGI, PNC, and Sheetz. Candidates and employers will connect in chat rooms and have the option to interview over video. The Hire a Virtual Job Fair is free for job hunters. And we have more information on that on our website. We're devoting an entire section on how you can find the help you need to get through these challenging times. Just click on the resources guide on WPXI.com. Allegheny County Police are asking for help finding this man, Patrick Giese. They say he stabbed another man in Avalon Tuesday morning on Ohio River Boulevard. Police say they were fighting over a woman. The victim was taken to the hospital in critical condition. A father of 6 who's from this area was found stabbed to death on the side of the road. Bruce Ritchie was found near his car Saturday afternoon near I-77 in Virginia. The Westmoreland County man was on his way home from a business trip. Police say they have little to go on, so they're asking for witnesses to come forward.
Tensions are running high after a deadly arrest by Minneapolis police. Angry protesters gathered last night to express outrage over the death of a black man who died in custody. A bystander captured video of the incident. And, of course, we want to warn viewers some of these images can be disturbing. NBC's Dan Sheneman reports.
Protests in Minneapolis began with outrage and turned violent. Protesters also gathered in Chicago.
And we stand in solidarity with all those people, and we just letting y'all know that this shit not finna keep happening.
The anger sparked by the death of George Floyd, who died while in the custody of Minneapolis police. Please, I can't breathe. This video, shot Monday night by a bystander, shows an officer's knee pressing down on Floyd's neck. He eventually stopped moving, was transported to a hospital, and pronounced dead.
To the black community, to the family, I'm so sorry.
A statement from police said officers arrived at the scene for a reported forgery in progress, and the suspect appeared to be under the influence and physically resisted officers. When handcuffed, police said officers noted he appeared to be suffering medical distress and called for an ambulance.
We clearly have policies in place regarding placing someone under control and what are areas that could be of risk.
Less than 24 hours after the incident, the Minneapolis mayor tweeted, 4 responding MPD officers involved in the death of George Floyd have been terminated. This is the right call. Federal authorities have launched an investigation. The community's outrage has just started. Dan Sheneman, NBC News.
The FBI is now part of the vandalism investigation of a local World War I memorial. The 99-year-old statue in Lawrenceville was splattered with red paint overnight on Sunday. Pittsburgh police are reviewing surveillance video to try to track down the vandal. The memorial was painted with a hammer and sickle and other symbols. A crew cleaned most of it up, but some red paint remains. A GoFundMe page was created to restore the statue.
New at noon, Governor Tom Wolf has endorsed Joe Biden for president. In a statement, Wolf said, in times like these, we need leadership in the White House that we can look to for calm and guidance. President Donald Trump is escalating his threats against Twitter, tweeting that he will take big action after the social media site slapped one of his tweets with a fact check. The president is accusing Twitter of violating his free speech and interfering in the 2020 election. Our Washington correspondent, Serena Marshall, has the new developments.
Good afternoon to you. It all comes back to that fact check label they put on the president's Tuesday tweet about mail-in ballots. It was the first time the social media site added a fact check label to a presidential tweet, a pair of them in fact, that falsely claimed mail-in ballots would lead to widespread voter fraud. The Get the Facts About Mail-in Ballots link went to a page of news sources explaining why those claims were unsubstantiated. Twitter said it was about providing context, but the president accused them of interfering in the 2020 election. Then this morning, he upped the ante, threatening to shut down social media over silencing conservative voices. It's unclear what authority he would have to take such an action, but it's not the first time he's accused social media platforms of being biased against conservatives. It was just this past March that Twitter updated their terms of service amid the beginning of the corona pandemic, saying they would flag and even remove tweets from anyone, world leaders included, if they provided information that went against global health experts. Reporting from outside Washington, I'm Serena Marshall, Channel 11 News.
Good afternoon. We're finding a mostly cloudy sky out there early afternoon, giving way to partly sunny skies throughout the rest of the day today. The temperatures are in the low to middle 70s and on the rise to the lower 80s this afternoon as you take a look at your day planner. We will build in that mostly cloudy sky for the late afternoon hours, so more clouds than sun overall for the day today, but still our UV index is very high. Our burn time is 15 minutes, so if you are spending any extended period of time outside, make sure to take your heat precautions. I am tracking a newly developed tropical storm that will influence western Pennsylvania weather in the next couple of days. I'll show that to you coming up in minutes.
It's a good day for a walk in the park, and one local neighborhood just opened up its parks. How they're trying to get people to play safe.
Just a phone call away, how local communities are making sure neighbors who need help get help.
Too soon to say how bad ticks will be this year. Some indicators pointing to a population surge.
WPXI Now. When a major story breaks, this is where you'll find 24-hour coverage. From the Channel 11 newsroom to our crews live in the field, we'll bring you the information you need right now. WPXI Now. Always on when you want the latest on breaking news.
Put on Channel 11 Morning News. There is a team that has been working all night to get you the news you need.
The news doesn't stop. We don't stop.
As a mom, I know your morning is busy. We're going to give you everything you need, from the breaking news desk to weather and traffic.
When you walk out that door, you're prepared.
Watch Catherine Amenta and Gordon Lesh on Channel 11 Morning News.
Some parks in Cranberry Township are open again, and that includes the big community park. Channel 11's Liz Kilmer got a look at the new rules in place to keep guests safe.
It's a welcome sight. Open signs across parks in Cranberry Township. Lots of folks came out first thing this morning to enjoy the recreation that they've missed. People in Cranberry Township feeling lucky that several parks are open once again. Graham Park was not only bustling with walkers and bikers Wednesday, but folks at long last hitting the tennis courts or shooting hoops like Jim Basilone, who at 76 years old came out first thing in the morning.
This is beautiful. You got everything here. If you can't get exercise here, you need to be at home.
It's nice to see these because it doesn't, the kids haven't had anything to be able to do other than sit at home or gather in groups.
But park officials say no structured team play is permitted, just free play with safety in mind. Signs in the park ask people to follow CDC guidelines by keeping a 6-foot distance and washing hands frequently. But not everything at every park is back open. For instance, the playground here at Graham Park, you can see, is still blocked off. I'm going to talk more about when we can expect everything to be good to go coming up tonight at 5. In Cranberry, I'm Liz Kilmer, Channel 11 News.
Child care is back open at the Butler YMCA, but things are very different there. Children are now getting temperature checks when they arrive. The staff is wearing masks. Kids are assigned to a classroom and not mixing with others. And a cleaning crew is wiping everything down every hour. With 70% of the kids back in school, the staff is doing everything to stay safe.
It went really smoothly today. Parents weren't afraid, kids weren't afraid. They were ready to just be with their friends again and see their teachers and just get back to their, normal.
Summer camps for kids will reopen June 8th, but the fitness centers remain closed.
2 communities are coming together to help those in need, and all it takes is a phone call. Neighborhood Aid is a service set up by Mount Lebanon and Dormont. Residents can call the hotline to ask someone to pick up their medicine or ask for help after losing their job. Then volunteers jump into action.
Honestly, there's been a lot of tears always round. The calls are often very heartbreaking. Seniors who are afraid to leave their home or families that can't actually get to the food pantry.
So far, the hotline has gotten about 200 calls in 6 weeks, and they say it will continue as long as there is a need.
Pennsylvania is a breeding ground for ticks, and as the weather gets warmer and you spend more time outside, you need to be on the lookout. The pests carry Lyme disease and other illnesses that can be fatal if left untreated. Experts are seeing a high incidence of Lyme disease across the country that could be from a population surge of ticks, more people spending time outside, or a combination of both.
You're looking live at the Kennedy Space Center in Cape Canaveral, Florida. And later today, for the first time ever, a commercial aerospace company will launch a human into space. Right now, the SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket sits on a launch pad. The launch is a joint effort between SpaceX and NASA. And this will be the first time in almost 10 years American astronauts will blast off from the Kennedy Space Center. Liftoff is scheduled for 4:30.
Taking a look at our forecast for the rest of this evening, if you're doing a little grilling outside, those temperatures will still be in the 80s, and we're going to have more clouds than sun throughout the evening. Take a look at our forecast overnight tonight. 65 degrees. It's going to be mild. The humidity will also be on the rise. We told you over the last couple of days that humidity will be the highest as we head into Thursday and Friday. The winds tonight out of the east-southeast at 5 to 15 miles per hour, and yes, rain is likely. Take a look at our morning planner, hour by hour in the morning. If you're out doing a little jogging in the morning, you'll need a raincoat. An umbrella if you're headed out for a walk. 67 degrees at 8 o'clock, and yes, we will be tracking that rain. I wanted to show you the afternoon forecast. Low 70s at noon, 78 degrees at 5 o'clock. We're starting to dry things out by late afternoon and early evening for the day on Thursday, but definitely a rainy start to our day. Here's the reason why. So you're looking at this map. It is Bertha, winds 50 miles per hour. We had a tropical storm that formed off the South Carolina coast earlier this morning and then made landfall recently in South Carolina. So you can see the track. And what's left over from Bertha will continue to move up to the north, and you can see where it's at in West Virginia right around 8 a.m. on Thursday. So we track this low, and what's left over is the moisture that's creeping up to the north across our area. So what I'm forecasting is the moisture from Bertha coming in overnight tonight, spreading rain across our area into Thursday morning. 7:30, look at that. Periods of moderate to heavy rain over the area. We actually could get in on a rumble of thunder as well as this period of heavy rain lifts north across the region into Thursday morning. You can see how the time clock advances and some of the steadiest rain is pushing out by late morning into the early afternoon. We're left with still a couple of lingering showers, I think, that could be moderate to heavy in intensity, and will carry that chance into the afternoon as well. But by late afternoon and early evening, you can see, as I mentioned earlier, things are beginning to quiet down. We can't entirely rule out a rumble of thunder as well in the late afternoon hours, something that we will be tracking as this weather system clears on out of here. Of course, you can always stay updated by downloading our Severe Weather Team 11 app, and that'll bring you the radar right at your fingertips. It'll actually time out the rain forecast and how much we'll see and through when coming up in the next half hour. Here's a look at our 5-day forecast. 83 today, 81 Thursday with showers and embedded thunderstorms. Friday, showers and storms as a cold front moves through the area near 80. The lows are in the mid-upper 60s over the next couple of mornings, very humid. Weekend always in view, 72 Saturday, 40s for lows over the weekend with high temperatures only in the upper 60s by Sunday.
You've likely seen higher prices lately when you go shopping. Why experts say some of the price hikes are legit and what you can do to avoid getting duped.
We've all slowed down, hunkered down to keep our distance, and the weather's helping to hold it together.
It's getting us through our day, our chance to get outside.
So while we're all figuring out our new normal,
one thing you can always count on, Severe Weather Team 11.
We're here.
Or here.
Forecasting your weather.
When you need to get outside for some fresh air, or you need to plan an indoor activity.
We'll be here to keep you safe at home because we're severe weather coverage you can count on.
severe weather coverage where you live.
On Channel 11 News.
279%. That is how much price gouging complaints have surged since the start of the COVID-19 pandemic. That according to the Better Business Bureau. But the BBB says some of those higher prices may be justified.
It's all about supply and demand. Channel 11 Samantha Manning explains how to get the best deal.
We're talking about a huge increase in price gouging complaints to the Better Business Bureau. They went up 279% after lockdowns started across the country and a lot of essential items became harder to find. Since March, people across the country have been stocking up on things like food and cleaning supplies. And as the demand went up, so did the prices.
A lot of that was for products that have been scarce, hand sanitizer, toilet paper, disinfectant wipes, and things like that.
The BBB says those price increases aren't always legally considered to be price gouging. That's because businesses are now facing new costs in many cases. Some are making physical adjustments, like putting up social distancing barriers. They're providing things like masks and cleaning supplies. And even in a stable economy, prices jump as the demand goes up.
This world is dealing with something that we've never really quite dealt with before. Costs go up, and so sometimes price increases are just around the normal increases in services and products.
There are ways to try and spot if a retailer is price gouging or if it's just the normal markups due to the changing economy. The BBB advises customers to do some comparison shopping first.
The best way to determine if something's a good deal or not a good deal is to know how much it normally costs.
And if you do think you may be dealing with price gouging, you can report it to the Better Business Bureau and to the Federal Trade Commission. In Washington, Samantha Manning, Channel 11 News.
It's crossed the line between business and personal.
Our property management company is easing its strict back-to-work rules after 11 Investigates started asking questions.
You're streaming WPXI Now, your source for original local shows. Get the inside scoop on all the hot events, entertainment, and celebrities in and around Pittsburgh every week. Stream Access Pittsburgh on demand anytime on WPXI Now.
Every 10 minutes, Scott and Tricia are going to tell you how to start your day.
Every single time we go to Scott, he's bringing new information. He wants to make sure you're prepared for your day.
You ask Tricia where is the closure, she knows it, and 3 ways around it. They're the best in the city.
Watch David Johnson and Peggy Finnegan on Channel 11 News at 5.
We're back with breaking news on coronavirus cases.
The state health department says it has learned of 780 new cases across Pennsylvania. The total now nearing 70,000. 113 additional deaths have also been reported since yesterday. And new cases continue to be on the low end in our area. 12 new cases reported in Allegheny County and 2 in Butler County. No new cases have been reported in Beaver, Fayette, Washington, or Westmoreland counties.
The checks total approximately $8,500. And I know there's a lot of people out there that's having trouble.
That man never even applied for unemployment, yet he got 2 checks in the mail. The state says he's likely the victim of a scam. Channel 11's anchor Lisa Sylvester found out how crooks are now taking advantage of the system.
Shocked, actually, when I got them. I know it's got to be some kind of mess up.
John Policaro says he came home from work on Friday to find 2 checks, each for thousands of dollars in his mailbox.
I knew what they were right away because I have collected unemployment before, and it says benefit check on it.
The Labor and Industry Secretary says a fraud investigation involving state and federal authorities is underway with its new system, Pandemic Unemployment Assistance. PUA is part of the CARES Act, which allows self-employed people to apply for benefits.
None of L&I's systems or data have been breached. This is identity theft from before, most likely, the COVID-19 virus.
The scammers are taking people's names and addresses and applying for benefits, then having the money routed into their own bank accounts. This similar scam is being investigated in other states in possible connection to an international crime ring.
Those stolen identities include people who are not in the unemployment compensation system and did not file for benefits.
Policaro is now on high alert and plans to monitor his information more closely.
People need to be aware of it.
Now, all PUA recipients will receive paper checks temporarily. The department says if you get a check and didn't apply for it, don't cash it, notify the Labor Department.
Those paper checks did start going out, and that's how we found out about the, this more widespread issue that we were having.
The state's Labor and Industry Secretary says the fraud department has been able to track the suspected claims to an IP address, but the department would not say how many suspected claims have been filed or paid out.
Westmoreland County's Transit Authority has received $7 million in federal bailout money. Our trip partners learned the money will let the system run at its full schedule for the next several years. Ridership has been down more than 80% since mid-March because of the pandemic. The Transit Authority says it could receive an additional $1 million from the state later this year. The CDC has updated its advice for people using public transportation and ride shares. Most of the recommendations shouldn't come as a surprise. Wash your hands, limit contact with frequently touched surfaces like kiosks, ticket machines, turnstiles, and handrails. Open windows when possible and avoid using pool ride shares.
An update now to a Channel 11 investigation. Some tenants at PPG Place are being required to sign a safety pledge and agree to the collection of private health information. Some businesses say that crosses the line. 11 Investigates' Angie Moreski learned since her first report the company has made some changes to the policy, but there are still some concerns.
I should have access 24/7. And I can't get in.
Dawn Takas showed us Friday how her access card to one PPG Place and her office were not working. This after the owner of Elite Casino Events complained on social media about a safety pledge she was required to sign before she could re-enter the building.
We all understand that there's a balance between safety and returning to work. And, I don't want to give up my liberties for safety and my privacy.
Industrious, which manages Takas's floor, says the company is implementing the policy to help keep tenants safe. It requires having temperature checks and answering health questions about symptoms and exposure to potential risks.
What do you say to the business owners, your licensees, who say that's not fair and it's an invasion of privacy?
While I understand this may not work for everyone,
We have heard that the community's behavior is the #1 concern for our members.
But the policy also says health information collected will be retained, and several businesses we talked with have a problem with that.
This is just a violation of our constitutional rights. You're stepping over the line.
The company sent 11 Investigates this updated policy today, which changed some of the privacy provisions, saying Industrious will not record or retain temperature readings. It also eliminates a clause that said they would be sharing information with public health authorities, but adds a clause saying data could be used to alert others on the premises that may have come into contact with someone with COVID-19.
I think every business in the country right now is trying to figure out what does the new normal look like and how do we go back to the office in a way that's healthy and safe.
There's just a lot of confusion. It's just there's so many emails and so much information that's inconsistent and contradicts each other.
I had to call security because I can't get in.
Since our report showing Takis's inability to get into her office, her key card is now working. And Industrious says no one's access is revoked or restricted while these conversations continue.
At this point, both sides say they are still hoping to work this out, but Industrious does say eventually, if businesses don't sign the safety pledge, they won't be able to access their offices.
The city of Pittsburgh is dealing with a $250,000 mistake. The mayor's office tells the Trib that they overpaid police officers for uniforms, and the city is now trying to recoup the money. Officers received a uniform allowance each year under their union contract. A spokesman for the mayor says someone wrongly interpreted the new union contract and sent checks to nearly 900 officers. The checks totaled $255,000. The president of the police union told the Trib they have not been contacted, I should say, by the city about being overpaid.
If you need to get out and mow the lawn here this evening, those temperatures will still be very warm. You might be sweating a little bit. The humidity won't be too bad today, but that humidity will increase tonight and into the day tomorrow. Here's your hour-by-hour forecast, though. Through this evening, 82 at 6 o'clock, 81 at 7, more clouds than sun. And overnight tonight, those temperatures will be falling into the middle 60s across the area, with 66 in Indiana, 67 in Greensburg. Still to come, a look at your hour-by-hour rainfall forecast as we head into the end of the week and we track the remnants of Tropical Storm Bertha.
Schools are confident they'll be able to reopen in the fall. Why some teachers, though, say they're not ready to get back into the classroom.
Is committed to covering the reopening of our area, bringing you what's happening now.
Most of southwestern PA has stepped into the next stage of reopening.
What's new?
On Friday, 17 Pennsylvania counties will move into the green phase.
Stores that have closed for months, they can reopen.
Lots of new policies in place.
And what's next, with experts weighing in.
Coronavirus surcharges, is that legal?
Companies can't boost prices more than 20%.
Count on Channel 11 Morning News for live coverage every morning.
When you want news from where you live,
watch Channel 11 News at 5.
Local colleges and universities are zeroed in on how to reopen safely in the fall. Point Park University officials say that the school will be open and fully operational. They say they have a COVID-19 task force in place. At Pitt, well, they haven't decided yet whether remote learning will be happening in the fall.
It's going to be open. But we're going to have to be doing things in a new way. And the question is, what does that look like? And how do we maximize what Pitt can do?
Robert Morris University said it plans to get students back into classrooms. Duquesne University is also planning to open, but says they have different scenarios right now they're looking into. A new survey shows high school and college students are itching to get back into the classroom. Pittsburgh-based Niche, which is an online school search platform, received more than 21,000 responses from students across the country. Most said that they preferred in-person classes, but would be okay with a hybrid of online and in-person classes. About a third said they would transfer, though, if it stays online only. And many said they shouldn't have to pay full price for online-only classes. Another study found some teachers are afraid to return to the classroom. 20% say they won't return to school if they reopen.
The new USA Today poll surveyed teachers across the country. Most of the teachers who say they won't return to the classroom are 55 and older. And virtual learning may not be a good answer either. 83% of teachers say they're having a hard time doing their job from home. 66% say it's taking more time to create lessons and talk with students.
So what about the parents? A new survey says the pandemic is stressing them out. The American Psychological Association polled more than 3,000 adults online. Nearly half of parents said their average stress level was high. The biggest reasons? Homeschooling, access to health care, and missing family milestones like graduation. Family vacations are changing a lot this year. Our consumer advisor shows you how to make sure your getaway is safe.
You're streaming WPXI Now, your source for original local shows, Steelers, Penguins, Pirates, and more. The hottest Pittsburgh sports topics with even hotter opinions. Halftime adjustments. Wednesday nights at 7:30 on WPXI Now.
find anything else like the breaking news desk in Pittsburgh. You're going to get breaking news as it's happening.
We have an anchor now dedicated to following the latest information as it comes in.
That is a resource no one else has. So if you see me on the breaking news desk, you know it's an important story.
Pittsburgh's chief meteorologist Stephen Cropper tracking the weather in your neighborhood.
About 100 more Apple stores will be back up and running this week, including the one in Shadyside. The store on Walnut Street will allow customers inside. Temperature checks and face masks will be a must for both employees and customers there. And Apple will limit the foot traffic inside the store. No word on when stores in Ross Park Mall or South Hills Village will reopen. Many of you are probably rethinking your family vacation plans this summer. Most likely those plans will involve travel by car. Our consumer advisor Clark Howard says before you hit the road, you need to plan carefully.
Roughly a third of people tell pollsters that they're planning to take a summer vacation. And my thinking, that's a great idea. You know, it feels like life's been on hold, but you have to be smart about it. Most people are going to do a driving trip. And then when you drive wherever you're going, where are you going to stay? Well, one thing I'd suggest to you, hotel chains are coming up with policies that they want implemented at each of their locations. Certain procedures for cleaning and making sure that in the lobby you don't come into contact with people too close to you and the rest. I want you to think in ways maybe you normally wouldn't. A lot of times we'll get on a road trip, we'll just drive down the road, we'll say we're tired, let's pull in here. But I think this summer, I want you to have the best experience you possibly can, and you're going to need to plan more and check with a hotel to see what they're really doing. You'll be able to tell if they're hemming and hawing. They don't have good safety procedures in place. I'm Clark Howard.
A video going viral shows an unsuspecting delivery driver showing his patriotic colors. Watch as the UPS driver in Oklahoma drops off a package, then fixes a rolled up American flag on the family's porch. Hundreds viewed the video on social media, including a veteran who cried while watching.
That made me emotional because it's making vets cry. And she said, it makes it worth it when we're gone for a long time. Like, this is what makes it worth it.
That driver has not yet been identified.
Good afternoon. Hope you're having a great Wednesday. We're nearing the end of the week. We're still dealing with the heat out there. The summer feel. Today's high temperatures will be climbing into the lower 80s at about 83. South-southeasterly winds will blow right around 5 to 10 miles per hour. We are looking at temperatures still close to 80 degrees through 7 p.m. If you have any evening plans, those are looking dry. Rain will not be moving into our forecast until we head into the mid-overnight hours. Take a look at our forecast for tonight. Mild, increasingly humid. Temperatures will be in the mid-60s overnight, and we'll have a little bit of a breeze out of the east-southeast. Tomorrow, our high temperatures are in the lower 80s, a little bit on the humid side as well, and we'll be tracking showers and occasional thunderstorm chances. I think some steadier rain will be moving into the morning, and I'll show you that in just a second. Here's a look at the forecast highs for tomorrow. Near 80 degrees in many locations, including Washington and in Beaver, and we're tracking the remnants of a tropical storm that will be affecting our area later on in the overnight period. So I mentioned that rain coming in. It does have to do with this tropical storm. Bertha formed earlier this morning, actually, off the South Carolina coast and made landfall not too long ago. And it will continue to weaken as it moves over land and as it moves up through North Carolina, Virginia, and West Virginia, eventually over western Pennsylvania. It's going to be spreading moisture our direction. So overnight tonight, we're bringing in the rain. And we're going to keep that rain around for Thursday morning, and then some more scattered variety of showers and potentially a thunderstorm in the afternoon. So here's a look at our rainfall forecast, and I'm thinking out through Friday morning, there is the potential for up to a ½ an inch of rain. And that's just taking the model data all the way out through Friday morning. I don't think it's going to be raining the entire time through Friday morning, which I'll show you in a second, but this will give you the idea of how much rain we could see. A lot of that is going to be falling by Thursday morning with scattered showers expected for Thursday afternoon. Take a look at our storm tracker maps for the timing here. That's midnight on Thursday. Look at the rain lifting north, 4:30 in the morning. It's wet in Washington and Pittsburgh and Greensburg. Pockets of moderate to heavy rain in orange and red. 8 o'clock in the morning, heavy, steady rain moving through Allegheny County, also up through Butler County. Could actually have some embedded thunderstorms as well, so a rumble of thunder can't entirely be ruled out in the morning. And then some scattered showers throughout the middle part of the day. Into the early afternoon hours, could get in on a rumble of thunder there. But by evening, it looks like we're clearing things out in terms of the rainfall, and a partly sunny sky is expected. Here's the 5-day forecast. 81 Thursday, 80 on Friday. We are looking at humid conditions Thursday and Friday. Friday, showers and storms are possible as well along a cold front that's moving through. Your weekend is always in view, a little bit on the cooler side. Temperatures for highs on Sunday only in the upper 60s, and our lows are falling down into the 40s.
And now it's time for today's Steals and Deals.
Hi, my name is Lisa Robertson, coming to you from home, as so many of us are right now. Here at Local Steals and Deals, we know that this is a time that is unprecedented, and we're all looking for ways to keep the small businesses going in America, to support those family businesses, and to help ourselves stay connected. We are so excited to really help you find those companies. And today, one of the founders of Charge Hub, a small company outside of Chicago, is here. How you doing, Rock?
I'm doing well. How are you, Lisa?
I'm doing great. We want to keep great American businesses in business until everything gets back to where we want it to be.
Absolutely, yes. You know, during these uncertain times, it's actually a great blessing to us in disguise to be able to offer the largest discount we've ever done. It keeps our lights on and at the office. It keeps people working from home, keeps our shippers shipping in the warehouse.
So Charge Hub is a great company, and you have some of the most popular ideas out there for charging multiple things at a time. Can you kind of step us through the 3 things you brought for us to help us out?
Yes, I'd love to go into the products. You know, our Charge Hub X3 is the first Charge Hub we've ever came out with. It's still very popular. It's actually our most popular model, and it's really what people fell in love with us. And really our top-of-the-line charger is the X5 Elite charger. There's 5 USB ports here and a wireless charging pad on top, extremely powerful. And then we took that technology, really put it into a power bank, super thin, very powerful, built-in cables, wireless charging, and USB port. It fits in your purse and pocket. Those are some key products. We have additional products available as well.
Wonderful. I like the fact that you can charge when you're sitting, or you can walk around the house. So everything's covered there on that one.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I want to remind everyone this is the best value they've ever offered on these great Charge Hub ideas, 30 to 50% off. If you'd like to see those and the other great ideas we have for you, you can go to localsteals.com and you can see all of them. Thank you so much.
As local communities work to get back to business, Channel 11 News will continue to be on the front lines with what is happening now, with experts answering questions about our local economy.
Emergency federal funds heading to Pennsylvania schools.
With a team of reporters every day covering every aspect as we get back to business.
I spoke with the mayor today, and he delivered a message to everyone set to return.
The next steps are crucial, and you can count on us to sort out the details every day on Channel 11 News at 5 and 6.
Channel 11 News at 5, covering more news happening in Allegheny County. Production is underway on Neville Island to make hand sanitizer for hospitals. One of the world's largest chemical companies now has a site there. Ineos is promising to make 1 million bottles of hand sanitizer for free. The bottles will go to hospitals right here in Pennsylvania. And the company is also producing more than 300 different products essential to making medication, test kits, and ventilators.
We're closer to a deal to restart hockey. The NHL is looking to abandon the rest of the regular season and go straight to an expanded 24-team playoff. The deal is not a done deal yet. The League and Players Association must still figure out safety protocols and solve other issues, but if approved, the Pens would be the 5th seed in the Eastern Conference, and they would face Montreal in a best-of-5 series. 2 cities will be chosen to host the playoffs, one for each conference, and Pittsburgh is one of the 10 cities being considered.
That's all for Channel 11 News at noon. Our next newscast comes up tonight at 5.
Thanks for watching and enjoy the day.
WPXI is proud to partner with UPMC to present Community Matters.
Hello and thanks for watching. Maybe you've thought about pushing a doctor or specialist appointment back, but